Hello again everybody and welcome back to more of Let's Play Outlaw Golf. And last time we took care of the 6th event at the El Diablo Country Club Heat Rash Invitational, and we're going to go ahead and head back to the Outlaw Range for the very last time. Forever and ever, and ever. Because I'm pretty sure there's no real necessary need at this point to redo this Let's Play by any means. And I would kind of hate to go back on it, but you know. But yeah, the Loftus medium, the Spinners medium, distance is good. I've been clubbed that for intermediate players who seek excellent distance and do not mind giving up below control to get it. So, yeah, basically, it's a great club, but does not match up to the Atlas by any means. So, yeah, well, I mean, I guess it has more spin to it, but who wants spin in their driver? Please. No, I'm just kidding, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started here, pretty shortly. So. Yeah, I have some stuff to talk about, but I'm gonna wait until the intro's done, so.
You have proven yourself worthy of putting greatness, but now you will face the formidable Let's See Your Putts challenge. You guessed it, you now have 10 balls to score 2,500 points and prove once and for all that you are God's gift to golf. Much like El Suave is to women. Okay.
And sorry if you heard me yawning. It's almost 4 in the morning right now. I'm actually trying to get back on schedule because I got myself in this weird funk where I'd go to sleep I'd take a nap at like 11 in the evening, wake up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and then stay up till like almost 8 or 9, and then go back to sleep and wake up at 5, you know, and yeah. It's a very bad schedule, especially somebody who needs to be looking for a job, such as myself. But the one thing I did want to, some of the things I want to talk about. Very first thing was the consistency. If the first 2 events do not prove that anything as far as what you might need for future reference, it's consistency. This event tells you that you need consistency. If you can't hit the constant 250 putts or 250 point putts, you know, for 10 putts in a row, I recommend, you know, doing kind of what I did, not right here, but you know, like what I ended up doing, and basically going for, you know, 500 point ones, you know, or you know. Yeah, basically going for 500 point putts, or you know, try to do it, you know, get more points with a little bit less consistency required, I suppose. That's pretty much how it worked for me, but but if you can notice, I was kind of like the Tiger Woods of putting, where everything was just either burning off to the edge or not, or it was basically just not going in. I mean, I only made 2 putts out of like 8 of them, so that was definitely no reason to be able to win that event. So, and if that's not any is not any indication of whatever, I mean, like whatsoever, yeah, basically this is a failed attempt. I know, spoilers, you gotta hate them, right? But I don't know. The putting was just really weird for me. I mean, it's not that it was weird. It's just that it was amazing how many of those putts were burning off to the right and all that, when the line said that they were straight, you know. I mean, that they were going to go right in the hole and everything, so. Yeah, and, so I went ahead and cut it to the successful attempt, and basically it was not a very smooth one, and not a very smooth cut at all, because, I don't know, the video just didn't want to work with me as far as you know, making that work. So I basically just put up a textural, I guess, just a text distraction, I'll just put it that way. You know, and you know, I probably put that really incredibly bluntly, or well, not incredibly bluntly, but like, you know, just bluntly. But yeah, it was basically a distraction, a video distraction, not really commentary distraction. Though I've been having problems with the commentary nonetheless. I mean, well, not really unsurprisingly, but not surprisingly either. you know. And basically, yeah. It was just mainly my computer just being really stupid. But anyway, but actually these Outlaw Range events, they all actually require a pretty decent amount of consistency. I wouldn't say a lot of consistency unless, you know, you're really good at, unless you are really consistent. You know, go ahead and show off, you know, how consistent you are, you know, with making constant 250 point putts, or, you know, scoring the lowest you can to make bare minimum requirements, you know, whatever you want to do, it's fine, you know, it's no big deal. But I would say to make the last putt required, though, to be the easiest one by all means. Even though this one wasn't actually the easiest, but it was the shortest, so therefore it's considered the easiest. And yeah, there we go. And as you will see right here, even though I had no chance of getting 100 distance, for the driving events, you want to have 100 distance at the very minimum. You can't get any higher than that, but yeah, you want it to be already maxed out at that point. That's probably the very first thing you want to be maxed out, actually, is the distance. I wouldn't necessarily go so much the distance as to work on strictly distance first, because you still do need the accuracy and the control and all that stuff, but you can if you want. I mean, I just don't know if it's exactly advised, because I think I did something similar to that method, and yeah, it was pretty bad. So, well, it wasn't the worst, but...
Nice playing, you cheeky bastard! But now it's time to see what you're really made of. We call this next headbanger of a challenge, whack it, crack it, and jack it! You get 10 balls to rack up 3,200 freaking points! Win this, and I'll kiss me hairy bum!
Okay. I was gonna just say that it's not the best, but it's not the worst either. I say it's not the best because I'm pretty sure that if you like sliced your shot, your ball would go like 30 yards to the right, like at the very least. Basically, if you aimed, I mean, I might be wrong about this, but I think if you aimed like in the middle of the fairway, you probably would actually have it at least go in the rough. And let's say the fairway was roughly 40 yards wide or something, you know. If it was a pretty wide fairway, yeah, you probably missed the fairway. That's what I would probably interpret that to mean. I mean, I hadn't done that method in so many years. I think it was when I first played the game, but so I don't remember exactly, unfortunately, but yeah, I would think it would just be much harder to, you know, control your misses, I would say, because it seems like common sense. Something I'm not pointing out right away, but I will go ahead and point out, is that obviously I could not do this event, no matter how hard I tried. If I had a favorable wind, I might be able to, but not this time. I didn't even have a favorable wind, and even if I had no wind, or very little wind anyway, I don't think I would have made it still. I would have actually had a favorable wind. Like if that was like the opposite direction, then yeah, I would probably be able to make it, but yeah, otherwise, yeah, there was no chance. There was no chance for me to win this event. And that's why I recommend you know, at the very least to have your distance maxed out. That way you don't have to deal with it later on. Or you don't have to deal with it. You don't have to deal with the issues right now, and you can just take care of that third event like nothing. I mean, of course, granted that you have the Atlas driver as well. That's very much recommended as well. And if you go back to that event that I won, I believe it was I think it was full frontal. I believe it was either full frontal or another event. I can't remember which one it was. Yeah, I would say to get the Atlas driver. I mean, if you're doing the Outlaw Range events, get the Atlas driver, at the very least. Because you want that distance. You don't really have... The accuracy is not so much an issue, it's just the distance, really. And that's probably not a very well, you know, not a very methodical, I guess, strategy, but it essentially works.
Oh my god, your pitchin' is bitchin', and bitchin' pitchin' is Coinky Dinkley, the name of the next round. You're gonna get another 10 balls to pitch into the bucket, but if you want the title of Studley Son of a Pitcher, you need to score 2,400 points. But don't get your hopes up. Even if you win, I won't talk to you anyway.
And we're back, and sorry about that, sorry about the transition there. I've had a little bit of trouble with making these videos, this episode particularly. I'm hoping this really works, because I actually just fucked up just a second ago trying to do this episode right, and I talked like right through the middle of one of the intros, and I was just like, okay, start all over, you know. I could have edited it out, you know, I could have muted myself or like that, but I've already had to do that. I've already had to do that once, so I don't want to really take the time to do it again. This video on editing alone has taken like an hour, which is like really stupid, and it probably might require more editing. No, actually it's taken like over an hour. Actually, it's like about an hour 15 minutes, but you know, still, because I had, like I said, I had to break this video up into 2 parts. It's gonna still be one episode most likely, but still, it's been really annoying trying to get this video to, you know, work with me, to get this episode to work with me particularly, I guess, because the other ones haven't been that much trouble, not for a while anyway. And if you heard me belch, excuse me. Well, I guess you'll say, I could still say excuse me anyway, but yeah. So yeah, after about 6 tries, or about 6 shots into the bucket, yeah, you pretty much call this one a win. Yeah, again, as always, as I've mentioned throughout the video, requires a decent consistency. This one probably not as much as the others. Well, I wouldn't say that. It requires consistency and a small target. If you, no, yeah, I can't even talk now. Consistency on a small target, well, this one's going to be consistency on a fairly large target, so, yeah. I think the pitching was actually harder than this event. And considering I got it right, I did this one right the first time, so, intro time. Shortly.
Booyah! My brother's got skills! Now you may think you're the chipping bomb so far, but y'all haven't seen this round yet, cause the short range bomb will blow you up. In this round, y'all are gonna get another 10 balls. But if you wanna win, your game's gotta be off the hizzy, yo. You need 6,000 points, G, so hit it. I'm out.
Okay, well, and like I said, this one's a pretty easy one, especially with, you know, hitting that same green over and over again. It doesn't take very long to get very well acquainted with it, even though I screwed that up right there. But this one, you only have to hit the target 7 times, which, you know, is kind of a lot, but like I said, this is a pretty easy green to hit, especially compared to the island green, so I wouldn't worry too much about this one. Just gotta make sure it hits the rough first, otherwise I guarantee it will go over. Which in this case, this actually kind of helps to actually hit it over a little bit because the wind. I aimed it about where the pin would be, so basically the real distance, probably maybe even a yard or 2 further. Or maybe I hit it just short of it, because yeah, oh yeah. If the wind's like, I guess southeast, I guess it would be just, you know, move it to the left, but aim about where the pin is. Or not aim where the pin is, but adjust your distance about where the pin is. Yeah, basically, if you want visual cues, just go with where I'm going about in that area. That's pretty much where you want to get it. Yeah, I probably made that a lot more complicated than it should have been, but you get the drift. Like I said, visual cues are a little bit more helpful than my commentary somewhat. That's kind of how it is for all video games, isn't it? You know, just visual, you know, just kind of learn visually. I mean, and I guess that's why people do walkthroughs, because it's easier to, you know, to learn from, you know, walkthroughs. But walkthroughs are so boring. I'm sorry. I can't watch a walkthrough. I mean, okay, I can watch a walkthrough, but not of an entire game in a walkthrough form. Now there was one game where I actually did look up, you know, how to do something, like how to do this one thing, you know, this one mission or whatever. But other than that, I can't watch an entire walkthrough without commentary, because it's like watching somebody else play a game. It's like really boring. It's really boring, and you'd rather just play the game yourself, you know. And it's like, why don't you just go get the game, or why don't you just play the game, you know? And even then, you get a little bit more commentary out of yourself than out of a walkthrough. I mean, some people probably do walkthroughs while talking, but that's essentially what a Let's Play is basically talking your way through a video game. And yeah, that is it right there. I mean, that took a little bit, but you know, like I said, it's not too terrible, so I would consider it somewhat of a breeze, and almost boring. It's probably not boring in the sense that you have to adjust a little bit more to the wind because of its changing direction and all that. You know, because of wind change direction, or the changing direction of the wind. Sorry, I don't even have grammar in my game today. My thinking cap is missing a lot of things, and a brain is one of them. No. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take care of this last Outlaw Range event for the last time, probably ever. And as you can see there, we have quite favorable wind. If it actually stayed straight, if it stayed north the whole time, would have been like 340 easily. But 330, about 330 yards on average, though, is pretty good. Even though I sliced that, I mean, it still goes almost 320, so that's not anything to complain about, I would say. Pretty anticlimactic and a hell of a lot less than difficult way to end the Outlaw Range events. This one's pretty much a breeze, no pun intended. You know, I think it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny when you're doing a Let's Play because, like, I mean, well, it's not really funny. It makes you kind of look weird, actually, if you do a Let's Play. Because people, you know, especially with people like me, where I'm wearing, like, a headset with the mic, you know, to it. Basically, that's how I, you know, that's how I record my commentary on, you know. Because otherwise, the headset would be almost of no use. I use it mainly for when I'm doing commentary, because I don't think people want to really hear me talk. That's not in my room, you know. I mean, people are going to hear me talk anyway, because like that's pretty much what I'm doing, is basically talking to myself, or so it seems. And I don't know, like, I don't like to hear myself over a speaker, but I'm okay with hearing myself on headphones. I don't know why. It's just it's one of those things that's just like, it's just way more awkward to hear me talk on the speakers, you know. And as you can see there, we had about 105 yards of leniency. So yeah, that, like I said, that was really a breeze. Even despite the pun. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just update to 100 control, 100 distance, 100 accuracy, and 60 composure to set up what I would believe to be the optimal attributes. So yeah, that's great, isn't it not? That just made a double negative. Did you see that? No. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, that'll be everything, and I will see you guys back at Turnpike Valley for a whole lot of love. See you guys later.